I'm a little nervous. Can you tell? Can you tell? Can you tell? Can you tell? I'm a little nervous. I'm a wee bit nervous. I'm a tad bit nervous. Why? Because the setup is different. I'm standing up and now I'm able to move. I'm able to move freely. And you see how dangerous already that shit can be? Anyway, y'all see the hair. Y'all see the hair. Am I starting locks? No. Hold on. Can we get a welcome? Hello? Can we get a welcome? Welcome to the Dre Figgy Files. Can we start over? What up, you guys? Welcome back to the Dre Files, featuring yours truly, Andre. And as you can see, the setup a little different. I can move around a little bit. Y'all see me up moving. I got movability today, okay? So this video may be very chaotic. And I'm talking about my anxiety too. Yeah, very much so chaotic, very much so needed to stand up for this one, okay? And before we get into all that nitty gritty and all that fun, good stuff, do you peep the hair, babe? Do you peep the hair? Do you peep the hair? Okay, no, I'm not starting locks, but yes, I did do twists because I wanted to see what my locks would look like at this point. Now, we're going to let them dry, see how they shrink up and stuff, but, you know. Anyways, before we get today's video, you already know I got to do a quick promo, and conveniently, I also have mental health awareness tees. So today I'm wearing Beware This Person Has Anxiety because we are talking about anxiety today, okay? You can go and get yours today at ariandrellc.com. That's ariandrellc.com, okay? ariandrellc.com, where we have it all. I promise you. This is a part of my mental health collection. We got some other stuff in there too. Go check it out. Go check it out. Go check it out. Anyways, let's get into today's video. So recently, I've been insecure and in my head and overthinking, and that combination doesn't really work well because it just creates anxiety. All of your thoughts, all of your insecurities, all of your extraness in your head moving around and making you overthink so much and only see the bad in every situation. It gets to a point where that just becomes too much, and now you're anxious. Now your heart can't stop racing. And if you're anything like me, this is kind of along that alley, okay? I've gotten to the point where now I'm overanalyzing people's body language and their tone and the way they say things. And instead of coming up with exactly what they said, exactly what they're doing, my brain comes to the worst case scenario. For instance, right? The whole coming up with the worst case scenario type thing. Here's an example of that, right? So you ask somebody, hey, do you want to hang out? And they're like, yeah, I want to hang out. In my head, that, yeah, it took too long. You don't want to hang out. So now I'm thinking you don't want to hang out with me. Now you're just saying that. Slow down. Take a second. Pause the brakes. In my head, that just told me, 1, you don't want to. 2, you're just saying that to be nice. 3, you really just don't want to hang out with me. Like, you could just slap me in the face right now. That's all that just said to me. But when in reality, they're really probably just checking their schedule in their head, or like trying to see if they have time to do this. So now they're having to double down and reassure me like, hey, I actually do want to hang out. Like, because my next line after I start thinking, oh, you don't want to hang out with me, you don't want to do this, I'm like, you don't have to if you don't want to. Like, if you do not want to hang out, you don't have to. You don't have to hang out with me. Like, you really don't. Like, I promise you, you don't have to hang out with me. I promise you I will leave you alone. Like, that's what my anxiety tells me to say to them next. When in reality, they're literally just seeing if they have time, trying to see if they have time to hang out, and then actively saying, yes, I do have time to hang out. I want to hang out. Why does anxiety make you, like, take that next step? I have all of these mixed thoughts that are just scrambling and talking nonsensical mess. And then I have this same thought that's like, hey, you actually know what's going on. This is what's happening. You need to calm down. Just take a breath. you know? The same thought that's literally giving me the actual information that I need to hear, that knows what's right. But then all this other jumbled mess is actually like, oh no, like take that same thought and like, don't look at it right now. Look at us, look at us, look at us. And my body decides, oh, I'm going to look at the shiny things. And so now I'm going to feel anxious because of these thoughts. Even though this thought, this singular thought, this same thought is what is happening. Like, I know what's happening right now. But at the same time, my body sees shiny things and thoughts and feels anxious. Now I'm sitting here having to try and tell myself, oh my gosh, you're doing too much. I'm having to compete with each shiny thought in order to dim its light so that my body now sees the same dim light that's just like, hey, everything's okay. You're overthinking this. Because most of the time, I'm just taking it there. I'm taking it there and there's no need to take it there. I try to infer what other people think all the time, and it's just making my thoughts, my internalized thoughts, become their thoughts, as if I was seeing through their eyes. But I'm not. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know how they're feeling. I can't feel or think for them. You have to go based off of what people say. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. If they say one thing and mean something else, it is what it is. But you got to go based off of what people say and what they show you. You can't sit here and internalize it and be like, all right, let me think for you. Let me act for you. Let me say that this is this, and this is this. Ugh, I'm sorry, I'm going on so many tangents, but that's because that's how my mind is right now, and it's like swarming, and I can't get it out, and that's why this video is gonna be so very, very late. Okay, my mind is just right now, and I don't really know how to like focus. Okay, my mind is everywhere. I'm doing 3 tasks at once right now. I'm basically judging myself through someone else's eyes without knowing their side to anything. I'm just taking my worst case scenario thoughts and putting it as their side and then feeling the worst about myself. Like, anxiety just makes me feel even worse about myself. And most of my anxiety just comes from being perceived by other people. So I don't like to fold my clothes. It's just too long. It just takes too much time. So instead, after the whole washing process, my clothes are sitting in baskets. They're clean. I'm able to go through them and pick out what I want and when I want to wear it. But they're in a basket. They're not folded. And it makes it look kind of dirty, dusty, if you will. Because why do you have just a basket of clothes sitting there? And people, when they come over, they don't know if that's clean or dirty. They can assume you got an overpiling pile of freaking dirty clothes in your corner of your room. That's nasty. That's disgusting. And that's the first thought that comes to mind. And now that's what I think that other people think when they come over and see that. Or I'm lazy, right? I don't feel like taking the trash out, going downstairs, going up the street, down the block, throwing the trash away, and then coming all the way back home. Like, that's just too much work. So I'm going to wait until it's at its fullest full. And because I don't got no company, I don't got nobody coming over, I do not give a freak how it looks, smells, or nothing until somebody's coming over. And now you're about to be graced with that? No. Like, nobody's going to see this stuff unless they come over. And if nobody's coming over, then all I have to do is appease myself. And if I don't give a crap, or if I know that I'm going to take it out once it gets full, and that's okay with me, but then if somebody else comes, it could be taken completely differently. It could be taken completely differently. And my mind goes like 100. It goes 100 because why? It's the same situation, but a different mindset. Like, when I'm by myself, I really don't care. I really don't care, and I know when I'm going to do things. But like, knowing that somebody else can perceive me wrong and know that somebody else can like take what they see and like judge me to the fullest extent. I'm like, hey, yo, you know what? Wait. And that's what I was saying earlier. I hate that I know that I do all of this overthinking. I hate that I can do this overthinking and know that I'm overthinking. Know that I'm taking it to the furthest extent. Know that I'm just being insecure and still do it. and still not be able to listen to that same thought. Like I was explaining, my mind is like anxious thoughts all around, and then the one sane thought in the middle. It's telling me what I know. This is the situation. Here are the facts. But my body looks at all these shiny, loud, expressive thoughts. And instead of listening to this little dainty little sane thought that just looks so normal and boring, they're going to go and listen to this. So they're going to feel this instead of this. They don't feel the calm. They don't feel this. They feel, you know, when you say all of these thoughts out loud, or you tell people anything that you're like insecure about, or you're thinking this hard about, or any of these shiny thoughts, just because they're shiny thoughts, even though you already know, now it looks like you need reassurance. Now it looks like you need confirmation from somebody else. But if you're on the other side of that, if you're the person who needs to keep giving the reassurance, that could feel like a losing battle, because you're constantly having to like reassure somebody. And that's my inner thought telling me that you gotta stop. You gotta stop doing this. Otherwise, you're going to be pushing people away. But my anxiety is saying that this is how I'm thinking. This is what's happening. But I know that that's wrong. But then I also say these thoughts, which needs reassurance in order to calm these thoughts. And it's just, it's an endless cycle. I don't know how to explain it, but I hope I'm explaining it. I could look in a mirror and I could see sexy goddess, love myself down, you're a baddie. But then as soon as I'm being perceived by somebody else, now I'm insecure. Now I'm thinking, okay, what could they be looking at that they don't like? First of all, a little motivational time. Their thoughts should not dictate how you see yourself, okay? You are a baddie. Don't do that no more, okay? But back to it. But as soon as somebody like sees me, I'm already thinking, okay, what's wrong with me? Like, what are they seeing? What could they judge? What could they be looking at? And then because my mind is thinking all of these thoughts or all of these insecurities, I end up probably blurting out some because I can't hold my mouth for nothing. And then it sounds like I'm in need of validation and I'm insecure because that's what my thoughts are currently. I know, like, my same thought is a baddie, okay? But my insecure thoughts and extraness just be all around. And then when it's just roaming my mind, they slip out. And now I need reassurance. And now my body's feeling anxious because of all of these extra insecurities. But because of this overthinking mindset, because of this constant need of reassurance, because of the anxiety of it all, it can cause problems with connecting with people, making new friends. And if you don't believe what people are showing you because your thoughts are making you believe something else completely different based off of your overthinking mindset, it creates tension. So if I keep on needing constant reassurance from other people, it's going to push them away. And I don't want to push away good connections with people because of my overactive mind. So we're trying to process this and work through this and not be so in our heads. So I'm trying to make this shift. And it's not going to be an overnight shift. It's going to be something that I work on constantly. But just tackling one thought at a time. But yeah, I'm learning to try and calm my mind down and calm my anxious thoughts down by myself and be secure within myself to not see that in the first place. These insecure thoughts, it just dims the confidence that I feel internally, because I can feel it for myself. I can feel it by myself. But as soon as I get around other people, it's just, I be a little, but that's because I got anxiety. I got anxiety, y'all. Like, I'm a baddie with anxiety. At the end of the day, it really shouldn't matter what other people think. If you don't like it, then cool. That's not your cup of tea. I like it. I love it. It's me. It's who I am. So therefore, take me as I am or get lost. I want I want to be liked and perceived in the correct way. I don't want nobody to think no bad about me, okay? I don't want me to like just be perceived wrong, whether that be in relationships, friendships, arguments, connections, like anything. This is who I am, and if you don't like it, cool, but it doesn't make who I am anything less than valid. You're still valid, you're still popping, you're still that girl, okay? I can't stay on point for nothing, so this video is going to be very chaotic. But at some point, I need to let the past go. I need to let anything that I've been through or anything that I'm insecure go, and just at the end of the day, love myself. Because if I like it, I love it. Don't matter what nobody else thinks. And until I get to that point, it's just going to be a day by day process, honestly. Because that's the ultimate mindset that we're trying to get to. Because ultimately, we are the baddest. And if we think we the baddest, that makes you 10 times better, okay? Confidence doesn't just come from nothing. Confidence just comes from being yourself and doing it unapologetically and not caring what other people think. And that's ultimately the mindset I want to get to. Like, I hate feeling so anxious about what other people think or what their image of me is. I don't want to care. But ultimately, the right people will come into your life who love you and care for you for who you are. You'll never have to be anything but you. You won't have to worry. You won't have to feel anxious. Like, they'll just come into your life and it'll just be easy. But the right people will come around, and the people who don't deserve you, don't need to be in your life, they won't stay for long. And then a little mantra that I've been trying to use now is, what is meant for me will stay. What's not will fall away. Because what's meant for me will stay, and what's not will fall away. Amen. But yeah, the whole thing about this was basically, this is what I was feeling. This is how I'm trying to cope with it. And now my mindset going forward that we're trying to have and we're going to instill in ourselves, because we're baddies, right? Yes. We do not chase reassurance anymore. We do not need reassurance from others. We do not ask for it, beg for it, or any of that. We get it from ourselves. Because at the end of the day, we are baddies. We're baddies. I don't want to keep living in my head and creating problems that don't exist. I want to live in the moment, listen to what people say, follow their actions and their words, and not this. Because this can take a 2 to a 10,000 in 2.5. And now we're anxious. Stop looking for reassurance in others. Build the reassurance within ourselves. And believe that not everything that we're creating in our head is what's really happening. Go based off of people's actions, their words, and what they're showing you. But if you learn to pause, and if you learn to not feed into every thought, and not to say everything out loud that you're thinking, that's how you slowly start to get your power back. Because you're not living in this anxious, insecure mindset. You're living in the, all right, I have this thought. We're going to pause. We're going to not say this thought because we know it's insecurities. And we're just going to let it fly by. Let it roll off the back. Let it come into the mind and roll off the back. I don't want it no more. I don't want it no more. But yeah, this might have been a little personal. I might have went on a lot of tangents because I'm really going up through it up here. But we're slowly but surely getting back to our calm mindset again. Okay? We're finally listening to that same thought. And yes, it did take reassurance this time, but next time it won't. I'm promising myself that because I cannot stand it. But yeah, at the end of the day, we are baddies and we should not care what other people think. We should live in the now, live in the know, and be ourselves. And the people who will be in our lives and who will enjoy us and be right for us will be the ones that will come into our lives and stay after seeing everything that you are. We should not fear it. We should not feel anxiety about it. It just is what it is. And the people who don't or aren't meant to stay in your life, they will leave. So stop feeling so anxious. Stop being in your head. Stop being so up here and just live in the now. Go based off of people's words and actions and how they're expressing themselves to you. Don't make stuff up in your mind. Don't live here. Don't get too up here that you push people away by voicing it too often, by throwing your insecure mindset at them in need of reassurance, okay? Because you don't need to do all that. It doesn't need to be said. It doesn't need to be pushed out. It doesn't need to be thrown onto somebody else as their problem because you know it's your mind. You know it's that insecure mindset. You know it's that overthinking thought. That's all I have. I've kind of been going through it mentally. But anyways, let's move on from the anxious mindset to the weekly dilemma.
We got a weekly, a weekly, weekly, a weekly, a weekly, 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 a weekly, weekly, a weekly, a weekly, weekly.
We have a weekly dilemma. And if you don't know what this is and you're new to the channel, a weekly dilemma is basically where you bring your problems to me and I give you an outside perspective. Now, this video talking about anxiety and overthinking and how my mindset is should not dictate how you see your advice and stuff coming from me. Because my biggest thing is I can always do it to other people. I can't do it to myself. So I can therapize you, give you good advice. But for me, no, that advice goes over my head. That advice doesn't stick. That advice is that same thought, and everything else is what takes over. So I can help you, probably, maybe, or show you at least a different mindset on things. But me, doing that to myself, I can't. So, weekly dilemma time where we help somebody. Yay. Boom, here it goes. So I've been talking to this person for a few months now, like 3 or 4. And when I say talking, I don't mean casual. We text every day. We hang out all the time. I've slept over. I met some of their friends. It feels like a relationship. But we never actually sat down and said, we're together. But I don't think we have to because everything we're doing already felt like that, you know? So recently I found out that they went on a date with somebody else. They told me nothing happened. It was just a date, but still. It honestly hurt more than I expected. Like, I felt stupid for even being upset, but at the same time, I couldn't shake it. When I brought it up, they basically said, I mean, we're both single. We never said we were exclusive. And now I'm sitting here confused because technically they're right. You never have the conversation. But at the same time, why act like you're in a relationship with me and still be entertaining other people? Now I don't even know if I have the right to be upset or if I have made assumptions and played myself. So I guess my question is, am I wrong for feeling hurt? Or are they wrong for doing what they did without considering how it might affect me? Okay. First things first, technically, if we're going to be technical about all of this stuff, yes, they're right. Y'all didn't exclusively say it, but morally, they are dead wrong. They are dead wrong. And you are exactly right. You did all this time, you spent all this work to build this up and make this connection, and you're doing all of this relationship type stuff just for y'all to not be in a relationship. You didn't make assumptions on them. Their actions showed you exactly what you thought, which was a relationship. What y'all were doing with the actions that y'all were doing, that's relationship. But if we're going to play devil's advocate, maybe he is the type of man that needs that explicit statement that says, hey, we're in a relationship. Now that means like this is serious. You know, maybe in his mind, he's waiting for that. Okay, we're explicitly together. Now I can cut everybody else off. It's just me and her. Maybe he needs to know that, yes, you also want to be with just him. You know, I don't know. But playing devil's advocate, maybe he needs that explicit statement. But bottom line is, y'all just need to have a convo. You felt hurt, and you are very valid for feeling hurt. technically, yes, he is right. So since that's how he's thinking, you need to start having a conversation. What is it that you want from this? What is it that you see in us? Are we going somewhere? Are we not? Do you just want to play around? Like, what is your mindset? How are you thinking? Because if he wants to still be open and out and doing anything or dating anybody or continuing to go on dates with other people or not seeing this as something serious, something that he wants to pursue, something that he's going to actually lock down eventually. Because, yeah, it's only been 3 to 4 months, so he might need a little bit more time. But, like, if he doesn't plan on, like, locking it down with you, like, what are y'all doing? You know? You kind of just have to have that conversation, especially if that's something that you want. If you want something more serious, you're just going to have to sit down and have that conversation and see what it is that he wants and go based off of what he's. No, your choice becomes, do you want to leave and be free and go find what you actually deserve, or stay with somebody and be a consistent role in their life but never be to that level? You'll never get that, here's your gold sticker for being a girlfriend. Like, you're never going to get that, because they're not to that level, I guess, or not wanting that. You kind of have to figure out where his mindset is. But if he says yes, that's what he's wanting, then now you got to do two things. If y'all are not getting together immediately after having conversation, or like that, opens the doorway for y'all to like soon get together, then you have to have a conversation of how are y'all still gonna be like in the talking stage but going about it. Are y'all exclusively talking to just each other, or are we still playing the field? Because we got to set boundaries on this, because that kind of made me feel hurt. So, like, is this something that we're going to continue to do, or are we just going to, like, talk exclusively to just each other until we want to put that title on it? Or if y'all do get the title, then now it's like the title has a lot more standing on it now. Like, now you actually have a realm of what you're talking about. I'm your girlfriend. You don't be doing all this extra stuff. This whole extra dating stuff, that ain't it, okay? If we're being serious, if this is what we are now, that extra stuff can't happen. So, yeah, it's a matter of what he says. And if he says yes, then you got two options to kind of, like, if it's a now thing or if it's a later thing on how y'all are planning on going about this whole relationship. But yeah, it all starts with a conversation. You really just got to figure out where his mindset is, if he's even wanting to pursue this even further. If he's wanting to see this out, if he has any intentions on going more than what he's already doing. Because right now you're being a girlfriend without the role, without the title. The main thing is you got to see where his mindset is and go from there and kind of set boundaries on y'all relationship and what y'all are planning on doing. Now, advice being done, anything said from this point on is now a message from the little demon that used to live on my shoulder that is now locked up in the back rooms, like chained up, locked down places in a cage. Like, she's in the back rooms. We try not to use her. But if you want to be on your little bit of demon time and you want to get in their mind a little bit, if you want to boggle their mind just a tad, make them feel a little bit of what you're feeling, you use their words against them. If you want to boggle the mind a little bit, right? If you go on a date with someone else and let it be known, you don't explicitly have to tell them. It could just slip out in conversation, or like, just let it slip in conversation, or post about it on your story, or something that lets them know you're out. You're outside. You're on a date. And then if they ever bring it up, you can just be like, oh, well, we aren't exclusive, correct? We're dating other people while we're dating each other, correct? We're not exclusive, correct? Ain't that what you said, correct? If you throw their words back at them, that's when they start to be like, oh, okay, putting two and two together. Like, I don't like this feeling. I don't like that. Let me switch up my thinking. Or you could do one even better that makes them like, I don't know. This is a little bit more rude. But say they're over one day, you're getting dressed, you're finna go on a girls' night. You're getting dressed to the nines, you're wearing a dress you ain't never wore before. You're looking okay? You go out with your girls, you having a fun night, you posting it on your story, da 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 da. You come back, you're telling them about the night or whatever, and you just happen to mention, oh yeah, and randomly some guy came up and gave me his number because he thought I was just so beautiful. All you got to do is just say the simple fact that somebody else was interested in you, and it will make them jealous. The fact that somebody else is interested in you and you now have contact with them because they gave you their number and stuff like that, now that's gonna boggle their mind, like, oh, are you gonna use it? Oh, are y'all going on a date? You could be like, yeah, we probably have coffee playing later on this week or something like that. Then if they got something to say, it's, oh, but we're not exclusive, right? I can go on dates with other people, correct? And if they deny that, then they're a hypocrite, because were you not just going on a date? Now, that's only if they've done something multiple times. I've only used this when they've done it multiple times, and conversation after conversation after conversation doesn't let them see, hey, you're doing wrong. So only pull this out if they continue to go on dates with women. But I say first, take the good advice, talk to them, see where their mind is at, get to a place where, like, it's clear what y'all are and where y'all are going. But if they continue to do it, that's when you might want to look into demon time. That's when you might want to try and become their lesson rather than somebody that they playing with. Because why you playing on my face? Hold on. Sorry, this dilemma is getting a little out of hand. I'm putting my little personal energy into it because I've been in this place and I see it. And I hate it. Because what? Don't play in my face. Don't play in my face. Don't play in my face. But yeah. Anyways, I say go with the first advice. But if they continue to do it, you might want to look into doing the demon advice, okay? But we only bring that out in drastic situations if 3 strikes you're out and you're on your final straw, okay? We don't do that. I've used this before, yes. Only once. I told you, 3 strikes you're out. If you show me 3 strikes that you're not going to listen to me verbally and what I'm trying to communicate to you is wrong, and you're not going to change anything, bet I'm going to show you why you should change. Because I can do you one better. And I don't even have to do anything. I can just make your mind go to that point. I just got to point you in the right direction, and your mind's going to take off anyway. I just have to make you think your worst thought, or that I'm doing exactly what you're doing. And what you're doing is going to make you think that I'm doing it worse. I don't even have to do anything. That's the dark arts, okay? We only pull that out if they keep showing their ass. But yes, other than that, I think that is it for the advice. You are definitely valid. You have been wronged morally, but yes, technically he is right. He gets that round of applause. Here's a freaking cookie. But morally and justifiably and relationship wise, he's wrong. So now you just have to have that conversation so that it can all be laid out on the line. You can explicitly state, okay, here's what we're thinking. What are we doing? But yeah, based off of how he responds, we'll show you how you need to go about things. But that is all I have for you today. I wish you the best of luck, Bookie. And to everybody else out there who has an anxious mindset like mine's and has been going through it like me, or kind of gets in their head like me, I'm there with you. I promise you, I got you. And I'm right there. I'm right there with you. I promise you I am. It be a lot. It do be. But we got this one day at a time. We're going to turn into our most confident selves, because what confidence is built from within. And if you love yourself, that love will shine to everybody else and make you the most confident person in the room. So we're going to do our best this year to try and build our inner confidence with ourselves, because we don't need the validation from others. We can get it from within ourselves. We know what's right. It's just all this extra noise and stuff just be making us think the worst. And we don't need that. We only need good vibes, good positive energy, okay? We're going to be our best confident and most beautiful selves this year, okay? So, everybody out there, I want y'all to take a moment, look in the mirror, and tell yourself, what is meant for me will stay. What is not will fall away. But I am beautiful, I am lovely, and if somebody loves me for me, then they're gonna stay. And if they don't, it's okay. But I love me. Okay? Look at yourself and tell yourself that. Look at yourself and say that you love yourself. That you're beautiful. That you are that mofo. Okay? Because you are. Okay? And I'm saying this because I also need this message. I am that mofo too, okay? We all up in the mofo gang, you feel me? Anyways, that is all I have for you guys today. And I just wish you the best of luck on y'all's journey. This is kind of what I've been experiencing this week with my anxiety. It definitely gets a little bit worse than that. I just giving you the surface level to try and explain. But it goes deeper. And I just don't got time to divulge or put all that out on the interconnected webs. But yeah, it goes bad. It gets bad. It gets bad. I gave y'all this surface level like responses or like stuff that I've been experiencing, because the deeper stuff, that's gonna take a video within itself. But I do hope that I was able to connect with a few of y'all to at least let y'all know that I'm right there with y'all. Like, this may be the surface level stuff, but I promise y'all, I'm right there with y'all. I love you guys. Y'all are amazing. And thank y'all for supporting, though. Like, some of y'all be coming up to me in person and be telling me about my podcast, and I'll be like, what? That's so crazy. But I be loving it, though, because, like, it makes me feel like I'm doing this and I'm not, like, just talking to myself. But, yeah, love you guys. Hope to see y'all next week. And hopefully I can post this before the end of the day. If not, I will see y'all next Friday. It's supposed to be on Thursday, but I've been posting like a day late because I've been, procrastinating and whatnot. And this one is literally being filmed today. Thursday, hopefully, if I post today. But this video is being filmed on a Thursday when I'm supposed to post. It might be posted Friday. But anyways, see y'all next week. And before I leave, I can't forget your kisses. I'm sorry, I can't. Before you go, give me your face. Remind yourself that you are a beautiful baddie, okay? Stay out of your head. It's all up in your head. Just take some time for yourself and breathe. And let's not let those anxious thoughts turn into outward expression. We got this. We're going to get through our insecurities and our anxious thoughts and our overthinking minds one step at a time, one thought at a time. And we got this. We baddies at the end of the day, and it shouldn't care what other people think, But yeah, you're beautiful. You're amazing. I love you. See you next week. Mwah, 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 mwah.